What's up guys, the Strong Boys 19 here and welcome to a new album review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the latest album from this one-man band musician slash Twitch streamer Starcoma, entitled Elemental. Elemental is the follow-up release of new material since the release of Elem, which dropped in July of 2022, and I have actually discovered and mentioned Starcoma previously through my review of Elem. And not only that I decided to follow his own career as a Twitch streamer back in late 2021. I wanted to give my ever-growing love and support for his music because not only Starcoma is one of my favorite musicians in this ongoing direction for instrumental music. If you want to discover his music for yourselves, he has his own Bandcamp where you can check out all of his releases. And I have made Elem a favourite for me when I have given it a positive review, also citing it as one of my favourite releases of that year, closely ranked into the top 10. Starcoma's music is always something very adventurous and as inspired, and that is possibly one of the best things ever about his music. The more you can really digest things along the way in these separate journeys of his instrumentations, going into something progressive or as ambient driven to something where it can take you into a different environment and setting throughout the behaviors of these instrumental pieces, then his discography is one of these really well thought of and fantastic consistent discographies. This album has 4 tracks, and while Elem is a record which has been entirely consistent, progressing further and further, track after track, connected with each other for close to an hour long. Elemental is not as long as Elem, but I can definitely say this with the biggest amount of a compliment. This is maybe the heaviest and one of the other strongest cuts of new music in his discography. The entirety onto these 4 separate compositions are jam-packed in some amazing, brilliantly skilled and very technical approaches. This album is like another animal that never ceases to amaze me. You can really get into the adrenaline and the chaos that this album does continue to grab you into. From the opening track of Fire/Magma, it starts things in this assaulting, punishing result. From the fast drum-programmed double bass pedaling, and Starcoma's music, by the way, has been involving drum programming, involving recorded bass lines and his guitar work, but it's also fantastic to listen to this amazing balance and production in a very precise and clear way. Fire/Magma is an outstanding number. It's completely monstrous with many versatile riffs and skills, and what's also impressive as much of this album, this is an entirely consistent record in switchable time signatures, like the last finale moment into Fire/Magma. It's just something crazy to keep everything on time, but it is insane. It's clever to create something just as terrific after all of these multiple lines of riffs and beats that connect with each other, uncompromising but still intriguing number because of the intensity. The next track, Air/Atmosphere, this focuses a lot less after the heaviness of the opening track. This is pretty much the continuing line into clean guitars and heavily reverb affected, making a piece of music as free and spacious as possible. This always makes me think about the PBD album, which is my favourite Starcoma release. And like what I've said about my high positive review on ELEM 2, PBD was so surreal and pristine into open, out of this world journey through the soundscapes. And that's what I got here on Air/Atmosphere. However, the last two tracks, the more than 10-minute cuts of Earth/Terrain to Water/Ocean, the very distorted, fuzzy opening on Earth/Terrain sounds disgustingly filthy. It's awesome to begin something like this. The whole brutality on this track slows things down on some of these levels. It makes me think on maybe a different band like Neurosis, doom-like drone metal type of distortions from the guitars is incredible. What is also one of the favourite moments is on the finale moment of Earth/Terrain, this heavily big breakdown section, wicked and striking. It is violent at the same time. The last piece, Water/Ocean, this has a ton of rhythm, also one of my most favourite compositions when I think about it, because the more I think about this particular song, it has become quite an addictive yet memorable feeling that I really have been getting when I think about this track alone. Ability to follow after what has been heard previously from this release and to finalize this record in a crushing and complex, well-executed path. This album goes in many different directions, like I've mentioned about the time signatures, because there's a lot of that going on, but the more you will be diving in with this record, you will not be disappointed. One of my favourite releases of the year, and he has again won me over to cite Elemental as one of my favourite releases in his discography. And the more you can be thinking about diving into this particular music, then get your eardrums into this particular album. And I also recommend the earlier albums too, as I've mentioned about ELEM and PBD, and also his beautiful dedicating album to his wife of the Sea album. There's so much fun to adrenaline, chaos, and technicality, this wonderful craft of what this album has to offer for you, and definitely check this album out. Support Starcoma, by the way, through his Bandcamp, and if you are a musician and a Twitch watcher, follow him on Twitch and subscribe to his YouTube channel. I'm going to give Elemental by Starcoma a 9 out of 10. There are many other ways in these directions of the music on this album that blew me away, and when I will be playing this record even more over time, the attachment is going to get better and stronger, because every time Elemental has been blasting through my speakers, I will always know it's going to be a belter and a blast of a record. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll keep you guys posted for more videos in the near future.